Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to No Tea with JD. This is actually going to be a mixture of a couple of things. This is going to be Manuscript Monday, and this is going to be a Camp NaNoWrimo update. So, yes, I am combining two videos in one. Firstly, yeah, it's been I think it's been a week since I posted anything. So that means less videos means more writing, right? And that is correct. My current NaNoWrimo total is 46,491 words. What goes into that total? Those are the words that are final in what I've written. When I say final, is that it's pretty much ready to publish. There are other words that have been written, but I'm not counting them yet. I will be counting them soon when I get them to final form, and I will explain a little bit more in depth. First off, Roulette of Rhymes. That poetry collection is done. It does have a preliminary cover. I sent the artist the measurements for the cover. I will be sending the text for the back cover soon. Tony did a hell of a job with that cover. And that is, Roulette of Rhymes is very random and miscellaneous. And you never know what you're going to find from one page to the next. And that's the thing. It's kind of left up to chance to what you're going to read. And that's pretty much what I was going for. It also includes the longest poem I've ever written, which is The Madness of Jonathan J. George, which is an 800-line poem. There are 8 movements. Each movement has a particular feel to it, a particular tone to it, depending on the point in the travel of Jonathan J. George in his descent into madness and subsequent ascension, or attempt at an ascension. But I won't spoil it because, being such a long poem, there is a narrative within. That was really fun to write, by the way. Next up, Black Tie Affair has also been completed. It is my poetry collection, the first poetry collection that I include not the first one. I was going to say adult language, but 2020 also has adult language in certain occasions. So this is not the first time I'm going to use adult language, but I will use it more frequently than other occasions. It's supposed to be meant to be read in a smoky bar while drinking bourbon or whiskey, and it has that vibe to it. After that, it starts getting mucky, and I start feeling like Sisyphus. If you don't know who Sisyphus is from Greek mythology, he was a king who was punished for his boastfulness, self-aggrandizing, craftiness, and also deceitfulness, and he was punished in a really peculiar way. He was forced to push a boulder up a hill and have that boulder fall on top of him again and again for all eternity. And those have been the feels I've had for the last couple of days. It's not the best feels when you're a writer, but they are the feels nonetheless. I've still kept writing, I've still kept pushing, but there have been days that have felt a bit like a war of attrition in regards to some of the projects for factors that are not under my control. So let's talk about the projects that are pending. The Daydreams on the Sherbet Shore. I have 3 of them written down. I have a 4th one. If I get to finish everything and have it for the Puerto Rico Comic Con, it'll have 4 short stories. I highly suspect that it's not going to be ready for the Puerto Rico Comic Con. So I might include a 5th story. The Daydreams on the Sherbet Shore is a middle grade literary project which is focused on world building and having a fun time. That means that one story is not necessarily linked to the next one. It's not chapters, they're independent stories. Sometimes they're intertwined, often they aren't, because dreams are that way. They're not always connected, but sometimes they do connect. That's something you have to take into consideration. Basically, these stories are to have fun and see how creative and wacky and whimsical I can get, while also putting in your stray life lesson. I also have a cough that wants to start, and I am hitting it with everything I have so that it does it. Wish me luck with that as well. For the daydreams, I've seen a couple of rough sketches, no cover, and so I really don't think that it's going to be done for the Puerto Rico Comic Con. My apologies for that, and the ones that aren't going to make it. Next on the list is Natural Intelligence. I did see a preliminary cover for that. It is motivation to keep writing. The hardest part to write, I think, I have already written in terms of emotional toll. It is a deep book. It is a very human novella, and I wrote a part that wasn't easy to write, and that was interesting to explore again. It's not that I shy away from it, but the last time I wrote something that intense, well, not that intense, it was way more intense, was for Shadow of a Human, my second novel. Shadow took a hell of a lot out of me, but I'm happy with it, even if it doesn't get sales or reviews. And I'm very happy with where Natural Intelligence is as well. I think it's going in the right direction. Am I going to have it ready for the Puerto Rico Comic Con? I don't know. Am I going to finish a first draft by the end of this month? You bet your ass. Because Camp NaNoWrimo is underway, and I will not be deterred. And finally, The Boy Who Dreams About Flying. That's a code name. I'm going to do a video specifically on that. That's one of the ones I really wanted to have done, and the things that the manuscript is done. I might give it an extra read for proofreading purposes, but it is done. The two beta readers, one had a random comment that kind of like pricked on my brain, and I was like, okay. The second beta reader was a lot more blunt and a lot more in my face, and basically told me, wow, this isn't ready to publish. This is way off. This is whatever. And I took it to heart. It wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy thing to read, but it is a constructive criticism that you need to kick yourself in the nuts or in the backside and get things to where they have to be. And I really pushed hard, and I did edits and I did rewrites and I added and I subtracted, and it went from a 28,000 and change novel, which is actually a novella. It got up to almost 33,000 and flows a hell of a lot better. And there aren't chapters where I question if they should be there, and things that I question if they should be there. It's a story that I'm very fond of, and it hurts having a manuscript ready and not having a cover, but perseverance is not just about being stubborn, and it's not just about pushing. It's also about acceptance and finding silver linings and learnings and different things. And who knows, maybe I'll query that story. It's a possibility. Maybe I'll do a preliminary cover. I don't know. I've given some thoughts to what I can do with the cover, but nothing feels right now. I haven't been in the best mindset, to say the least. But throughout it all, I do have to say that a couple of people have come through with emails and messages and pictures with my books. People who know me very well and go like, Are you okay? And we chatted and we were able to talk it out. And, people who I'm intimate with and shared the bed with. My wife has also been there. And, you know, I've been able to talk with several people that have made a hell of a difference. Today was a really long day at work. It started at 9:25, 9:30, and it ended at 8:15. So, yeah, pretty intense. And while I was working, I saw a lovely friend, A.L. Mabry, a fellow indie author. She actually purchased two of my books. She purchased two of my books directly from Amazon, physical books, and because she wanted signed versions of my books, and she wasn't gonna take no for an answer, so I sent her a package, and the USPS did me a solid, and I sent this on Saturday, and it arrived today, and that's pretty cool, because it did have to hop a couple of states, so I'm impressed. And she took a picture with the books, and she was so happy. And just to see someone that happy with my books, it is a hell of a motivation, especially when you're having a funk. And that's the thing, when you're an indie writer, you can fall into funk. Funks happen. We are only human. Trademark. And it's not just indie writers, it's humans. Humans fall into funk. But in the case of indie writers, or in my case, it takes a little to fuel a lot. And seeing that picture is a hell of a boost. And getting an email from Joe Compton asking me for a video of one of my songs because he really likes the song and he wants to listen to it, and I go like, that's awesome. Having Christy Stratos, another indie author, write me and say that stuff that I do is a motivation. And seeing her finish, or being at the cusp of finishing Lock and Key, that's also a wonderful motivation. Kate Evans, a wonderful friend and also an indie author. Her support is invaluable in so many ways. And to get a message of support in the right time, the right precise moment, definitely makes a difference. To find a stray review makes a difference. To see that someone enjoyed some silly thing that you did anywhere, it makes a difference. And that's what it's all about. It's making a difference in the smallest ways or the largest ways. Because we may want to try and measure the difference that we make, but we have no idea what impact it's going to have on the person. And for me, all of these people have had a tremendous impact today, or in the recent couple of days. And even though funks may happen, even though some projects may be completed and don't have a cover, maybe some of the projects I'm not able to complete, I'm still going to try. Regardless, it's all about the writing in the end, isn't it? And to anyone who has taken time to show your favorite indie author some love, thank you from me. And to all the people who have shown my work or my blog or my Twitter or my Instagram or my YouTube channel any love, thank you. It makes one hell of a difference. So yeah, if you have any questions about the projects, by all means ask. I will be doing a long video, and I will reveal the name of the boy who dreams about flying and some more details. I don't think I'm going to read yet, but I will talk more about it. And yeah, if you have comments, use that sexy little comment section below. Until next we chat, peace, love, and maki rolls.